I was wrong. So first off, that jump was pretty lame. Secondly, yes, I just woke up. And the first thing that I did when I woke up was check my business email and see if there were any invoices or buyer's orders sent over to me on Ram TRXs and on Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 392s, because I had so many people comment that they were just gonna send me over their buyer's order and prove to me that I'm wrong and that I need to fix my mistake. Let's get into it. Let's go over what I have learned after receiving all of these invoices and buyer's orders. And first off, if you sent these over to me, I really appreciate it. And first off, I'm not gonna be posting any of these in today's video. You're just gonna have to trust that I actually received these and that what I'm talking about is the truth, right? I would never lie to you guys about things. I just hope you guys understand on that. I might make mistakes and say the wrong things, but I will always go and make another video and fix my mistake, just like what we're kind of going over today. But yeah, these just have too much personal information on them, right? A buyer's order is a document that contains someone's name and their address and just tons of information about them. And I don't want to run the risk of posting it on YouTube and accidentally forgetting to scratch out one key piece of personal information and then having that all that doesn't make any sense. But anyways, let's talk about these invoices and buyer's orders. So first off, with the invoices, they had ridiculous prices on them, like the sales price. But invoices are very easy to fake. Anyone can print out an invoice and put sales price and then write a crazy number on it. But what I can tell you is the price written on these invoices was under MSRP, it was under invoice, it was under holdback. So the written sales price on these invoices would mean that these dealerships are losing money to sell a car. So I'm not sure if those exactly made sense. So again, invoices can be faked very easily, so I can't take those as legitimate, hey, this is what the dealers are selling these for. But buyer's orders, on the other hand, are a lot harder to fake. You still can fake them, and a few of them that were sent over to me didn't seem quite legit, but probably about 90% of them were for sure. Looking at them, it was okay, if someone is forging these, they're doing a really, really good job at forging them. And I checked window stickers, I checked VINs, I checked everything, and it all added up on a lot of these. And here's what I learned is people are in fact buying these vehicles for under MSRP. They're buying them for under invoice. Again, it doesn't make any logical sense, but I had several buyer's orders with actual completed transactions sent over to me that were for massive, massive discounts. And again, I don't understand it. I don't understand why dealers are doing this because, I know some people are gonna say, oh, well, they're doing it so they can sell more vehicles and so they can have happy customers and all that. But again, the amount of money that they're selling these for just doesn't make any logical sense because it means that they're not making anything off of these transactions. And especially with these buyer's orders that are sent over to me, they were all from people that were out of state to these dealerships. And so it was oh, well, the dealership's not going to do any servicing for this person. They're literally not going to get anything out of this person. And so again, it doesn't make sense, but it's still happening. So I'm not denying it. I hope you guys understand that. I'm not saying that this isn't real because these buyer's orders are real. They're real transactions. They're just transactions that I still can't quite wrap my brain around why any business would do this. We do also need to talk about yesterday's video. So first off, a lot of people commented that I didn't contact the proper dealerships or the proper people and all that kind of stuff. So first off, without naming any names, I only reached out to dealers that are known to sell these vehicles at under MSRP. That was the whole point of the video, right? I'm not gonna just call random Dodge, Ram, Jeep, Chrysler dealers and be hey, you selling these under MSRP? Because that would be a complete waste of time because they'd be no, we aren't, right? It doesn't make sense. I only contacted those dealerships, right? And I did read the forums. I read what you're supposed to do. I gave these dealerships the opportunity to send me things via the right ways, and it wasn't sent over, okay? Like I said, I got ghosted several times. And so I'm not saying that this isn't legit because these buyer's orders that were sent over me were 100% legit, right? I can't comment rather on the invoices because invoices can be very easily fudged and that's not a final contract of sale. But again, with these final contracts of sale, they were legit and they were significant amounts under MSRP. They were under what price protection would have been for these vehicles. Especially the ones that helped me out the most, frankly, were not the TRXs, they were actually the Jeeps, because with the prices on some of these Jeeps, they were priced way below what these Jeeps had ever been from an MSRP perspective. And so there was no way that they could have been price protected, basically, right? Some of these TRXs sent over to me, they were at prices that could have potentially been past MSRPs. And so again, there was like a little bit of a gray area with that. But the Wrangler 392s, if you sent over one of those, that actually, I guess, helped out the most in today's video. But yeah, I guess that, you know, you have to probably work for this. It doesn't seem like this is being like openly advertised. It doesn't seem like these dealers are really like they're doing it. It sounds like from what was sent over to me, it looks like they're actually doing these deals. Again, there still seems to be a slight gray area, but it seems like they're actually doing these deals. But it's kind of like a backdoor thing where like you have to know the right way to do it, and you have to push quite a bit, and then they'll do it. It's like a little bit of an arm wrestle, right? It's not just like you walk in and they're like, hey, you want to buy a TRX or a Jeep Wrangler at, you know, $9,000 under sticker? Here, sign up. No, it's like, oh, you read this forum and you contacted this special person, and then you got this sent over to you and this and that, and then the whole thing goes by. So it seems like it's kind of this backdoor thing that is probably never going to be advertised. And I understand why it's never going to be advertised, because again, like the prices don't make sense to me. Like from a business perspective, it just doesn't make sense, like why they would be losing money to sell specialty vehicles that I'm sure they get, like if they're selling, like the numbers of vehicles that people have told me that they're selling seems like a massive amount. So like, I mean, obviously they have the allocation to do this, it sounds like, but at the same time, like, I don't know, it's just, people would pay more. So that's what, I guess that's what confuses me. Like when people are paying significantly over sticker, why? Yeah, I don't know. I still don't understand it. So I want to emphasize a few things before we close off with today's video. So first off, I want to apologize to the people that I offended in yesterday's video. I'm sorry for the colorful words that I used in yesterday's video. Obviously, part of it was, you know, creating a little bit of dramatic effect within the video, but I was also genuinely frustrated because I thought that at least one of these dealers, you know, yesterday, again, you guys got, this is like putting me back into yesterday's like mental mindset, right? I thought that at least one of these dealerships would be legit. Like one of these dealerships would be like, yep, we're the dealer that does this, and we'll send you over, you know, the invoice with your price or a buyer's order with your price under MSRP. And when none of the dealers did that, and several of the dealers said, no, we actually sell them over MSRP or this or that, of course I'm going to be frustrated and be like, okay, am I being lied to, right? That's what it felt like at the end of the video yesterday. So here's what I want to close off with. I didn't get anywhere with any of these dealers, and I'm not going to continue to pursue this because first off, well, I don't want to waste these dealers' times because I'm not going to be purchasing a vehicle. I already own a Ram TRX and I already own a Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 392. But what I can tell you is I had invoices sent over to me that had crazy prices on them. I can't confirm if those are real or not. But what I can confirm is that I had buyer's orders sent over to me that are legit, and they had crazy prices on them. They weren't as crazy as these invoices. They were still big discounts. They weren't as big as the invoice discounts, but they were big discounts, and they were off of MSRP. And so it seems like if you know the right people, if you go through the proper avenues, then there is a pretty high potential that you could get one of these vehicles that's significantly under MSRP. Now, I don't know if you have to buy like a certain amount of vehicles, because a lot of these people that sent these over to me said, oh, I've bought 3 or 4 TRXs, or I bought 3 or 4 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 392s at this price. And so I don't know if it's like this bundle thing where the dealership is going to make you purchase. I don't know, right? So I'm going to kind of just leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at me apologizing to the people that I offended in the prior video, and me letting you guys know that, well, these people weren't lying, right? There is something happening here. And it sounds like you're going to have to do quite a bit of work to access it. But obviously, I mean, if you're able to access this, that would definitely be worth it, right? I mean, $8,000 is nothing to walk away from. That's all I got to say. Now that's pretty much going to sum things up for today's interesting video, and it's just crazy how quickly this escalated. This went from me talking about the price protection program to me diving into the rabbit hole, and well, now here we are, and it's just, yeah, I don't know, it's crazy, but yeah, we're pretty much going to go back to regular content unless I get some crazy update to where I need to make a video about it, which I don't think is going to happen. I feel like this is a pretty good settled position where I admitted that I was wrong and that these deals are actually happening, and that, you know, there is a pathway to these deals. It doesn't sound like it's an easy pathway, but there is a pathway, and it is probably you know, worth it, right? I mean, getting crazy amounts off of MSRP, just I'm still like, you guys can probably tell, like I'm still just like so confused. And it might sound like, to a regular person, they might be like, why would you be confused? Of course a dealer's gonna do that because they're gonna get more customers. But again, it's so weird to me. Being someone that actually worked at a dealership and knows like the profit margins, I'm like, what the heck are these people doing? It doesn't make any sense. But on a completely unrelated note, I want you guys to let me know what you think I should do with the Raptor wrap. If you guys haven't seen the off-road video with the Raptor, go watch it. The wrap is completely like, I mean, now you can see it better because the sunlight, completely destroyed. Like the whole side of the wrap is completely scratched. Now I'm just gonna leave it like this for the time being because I'm gonna be doing more off-roading, and so like future scratches on the wrap, like it's like, okay, whatever, it's already scratched up, so we'll scratch it up more. But do you guys think that I should just rewrap this in the same color green when I rewrap it, or should I do a different color? Let me know on that. But I also think this kind of looks cool because now I have like, I know it sounds weird that like, oh, it looks cool that the entire like side of a truck's wrap is completely scratched up, but it like has this, you know, it's like, it's used. I actually used the truck. I don't know. But anyways, that's gonna sum things up for today's video. Hopefully this cleared everything up. Let me know in the comment section below if there's anything else that I missed, but I feel like I covered most of it in the best way that I could manage without spreading misinformation, if that makes sense. Because like that was my whole goal from like the start of this video series, was to like figure out exactly what's happening, and I thought that I did, and then obviously I didn't, and so now trying to get everything lined up. And so yeah, hopefully it all makes sense. I'll see you guys.